Documents from an ongoing criminal case in Ukraine suggest President Trump had no reason to ask President Volodymyr Zelensky to investigate Joe or Hunter Biden. One America's Kristian Rouz looks into the matter.
I think you understood it was in English.
Yes.
The question was about pressing.
A new report may exonerate President Trump from impeachment charges related to the probe into Joe Biden's alleged corruption in Ukraine. According to investigative reporter Yulia Latynina of the Russian independent newspaper Novaya Gazeta, despite the forced dismissal of its top prosecutor back in 2016, Ukraine never stopped at least one investigation into Hunter Biden. This may suggest President Trump had no motive to ask President Volodymyr Zelensky to investigate Biden in the July phone call, because Ukraine was already doing just that.
The relationship between Hunter Biden and energy company Burisma have signs of the most obnoxious corruption. That corruption involved the U.S. vice president, who was responsible for the American-Ukrainian relationships at the time. Of course, it needs to be investigated to prevent it from happening in the future.
In her article Tuesday, Latynina is citing the materials of a Ukrainian criminal case that involves Hunter Biden, as well as testimonies from Ukrainian officials. She says back in 2014, Ukraine launched a probe into oligarch Sergei Kirchenko, who used millions of dollars worth of dirty money to buy an oil facility in southern Ukraine from energy company Burisma. Investigators found at least $3.5 million from that money went to the company Rouz that represented Hunter Biden, a board member of Burisma at the time.
The vice president and his office knew that his son's company was under investigation by that prosecutor when all three of those events occurred. Those are facts that are in evidence. Now, Joe Biden has changed his story a little bit. Originally, he said it had nothing to do with Burisma, and he didn't know.
Latynina goes on to confirm General Prosecutor Viktor Shokin was investigating 3 cases of money laundering at Burisma when Joe Biden stepped in to save the company.
And let me tell you something. Biden's son is corrupt, and Biden is corrupt. These are bad people. These are dishonest people. And when the American people find out what happened, it's going to be a great day.
After Shokin's dismissal, Ukrainian prosecutors closed all cases against Burisma. But the case of Kirchenko's payment to Burisma remains active, and Ukrainian prosecutors claim by accepting that money, Hunter Biden took part in a transnational money laundering scheme. Latynina points out Ukrainian prosecutors mentioned Biden's company Rouz as a recipient of dirty money since December of 2014, long before any potential pressure by President Trump.
So if Zelensky really starts investigating the operations of Burisma, Biden will find himself in a very bad place. But even if this one case goes ahead and becomes public, it will be very bad for Biden.
Kirchenko himself is now wanted by both Ukraine and Interpol and is in the hiding in Moscow, allegedly working with the finances of the Donbas separatists in Ukraine, which adds another questionable page to Biden's dealings in that country. Kristian Rouz, One America News.
Want to see more videos like this? Click on the link below and subscribe to One America News on YouTube, and call your cable provider and kindly demand that One America News is added to your lineup. Call and subscribe today.